All right, guys, welcome back to this segment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So, of course, you know what I'm here to do now. I'm here to give you guys updates relating to Nigerian Super Eagles, and it was such a very big disappointment that we couldn't walk away with all 3 points yesterday. Nigeria versus Rwanda, 0-0 was the final score, but take nothing away from our team. We played exceptionally well. We outplayed this Rwandan side, even though they came at us, because we came to their home. They came at us with aggressiveness, with fights, with all sorts of things that they could do. It felt like a rugby match to me because these guys were just fouling our players. They wanted to injure everyone, and on top of that, the referee wasn't really doing justice to all of these tackles that we saw on our players. And again, we actually scored a really, really good goal from Ademola Lookman in the 22nd minute, assisted by Semi Ajayi through a perfectly contested header, which I personally don't think, that's qualified enough to be a foul, on the Rwandan defender. But the referee saw that to be a foul, and then he disallowed the goal. There was no problem with that goal. This is the more reason why CAF needs to improve qualifying rounds, for the African Cup of Nations. To be honest, CAF should consider bringing in VAR into the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. If VAR had existed in that yesterday's game, I'm sure we would have won that game, because if they go to the screen to check that foul, that supposed foul, according to the ref, on the Rwandan defender by Semi Ajayi, they would have found that out to be a very fair play. He didn't pull his shirt, nothing like that. He contested aerially with the defender. He had the height, he had the better advantage, so he headed it to, onward the goalpost, and then Ademola Lookman reacted by heading it into the net. But I'm not here to cry about the disallowed goal or to cry about the very, very terrible officiating team that we had for that game. But I'm just basically here to talk about how very impressive our players played. I am very proud of them, to be honest. I'm sure Nigerians, the fans are also proud of them. I've read a couple of reactions from Nigerian Super Eagles fans, how they've they have this really good feeling about the Nigerian Super Eagles, just especially after these two games. And to think that there wasn't some really good cohesion between the team and the fans because of a series of bad results, especially through Finidi's time and all of that. But these two games now, the first one against Benin Republic, winning 3-0, and then this one yesterday, playing a 0-0 draw, even when we deserved the win. These two results have now, made the fans to regain confidence in the team, which is obviously a good thing, that the Super Eagles needs going forward. They need the backings of the fans, and they seem to have found that again with these two great performances that they've had. So our team obviously played very well. Of course, I can't begin to mention these guys. They were top performers, although I felt we started the game poorly because, of course, these guys were very aggressive. They were playing on their home soil. They had this large fan base, in the stadium, chanting their names and giving them all of the motivation that they needed. So I can understand why our players kind of caved in from the onset. But we later grew into this game, and then from there we started playing a lot of great footballs. We had lots of chances. Victor Boniface hitting the post, Victor Osimhen having several chances, and all sorts of things. Disallowed goal by Ademola Lookman. Lookman also missed a couple of chances, but in the end, great play from all of our boys. The only change that we saw from the Benin game was Alex Iwobi staying in the bench for Fisai Odele Bashiru, who also played really well for that game. But aside from the terrible refereeing decision, I have to give big kudos to this Rwandan side. They played really well, to be honest. They showed strength. They were very aggressive with our players. They didn't even allow us to breathe, which is definitely what got them this 1 point from the game. And one man in their team, their goalkeeper, he was the man that actually helped them to have a really good game, because he made a couple of good saves, a couple of one-on-ones. He actually made a total of 9 saves, 8 of them, impressively, were saves that he did from inside the box. And, It just goes to show you, how this man performed. They had uh, 41 touches, 56 accurate passes, and then a clean sheet. The man walks away with the man of the match award for that day. But our boys have already, boarded the plane to return back to Nigeria. I think that happened yesterday, and just the short video clips here showing that. And then after the game, of course, there were some speculation that Austin Eguavoen has now stepped down. In fact, he spoke with the media. He spoke with ongo.com, reportedly in the airport, in Kigali airport, where he said in his own word, "My mandate is for 2 games and it ends today. I appreciate my players and the NFF leadership." So this was what he said, which effectively tells us that he is obviously going to step aside. Of course, he is not the coach. He was just a caretaker coach. So he was always going to return back to his technical department where he is their head. And of course, NFF may be going to get back to looking for a new coach for the Nigerian team. You remember that we almost landed the German tactician, Bruno Labbadia, and then they actually even announced him, but just a few days to this game, the NFF also revealed that the talks or conversations have broken down because of a huge German taxes that they didn't know that they were going to pay when they were having conversations with, and then they found out that later that it's part of the whole cost of employing this man. So keep our fingers crossed and then wait and see if NFF are going to get a new coach for the team. But as it stands now, it's a really great outing for Nigerian Super Eagles. These 2 games, and we retain our place in the first position in the Group D of the African Cup of Nations qualifiers with 4 points from 2 games, clean sheet in all the games, 3-0 and then 0-0. Benin Republic obviously bounced back yesterday. You remember we beat them 3-0, but they also played yesterday against Libya, and they won that game 2-1 to show that they are serious about business. Of course, Coach Jonathan Raw obviously bouncing back after that disappointing outing against his former side, Super Eagles. So that's how the table stands right now. At this point, the next qualifier is going to come up next month, October. So then we'll now seek to win more matches. Probably we'll play 2 more games, and then these games we will need to win all of them, because if you look at the table now, you see that Benin Republic are very close to us, but we need to run away quickly with that first position because it's very dicey. The only slots for qualification is for first and second in every group. So first 2 teams are going to qualify, and to give ourselves a good start, we have to be winning games, so that we will be at the top position. Then we can qualify, for next year's AFCON. But leaving that just, guys, former Chelsea winger and also former Super Eagles winger who was part of the team that won the 2013 African Cup of Nations, I'm talking about Victor Moses. He has now moved to Luton Town in the EFL Championship. That's the Division 2 of the EPL, after Luton announced him yesterday that they've now signed him as a free agent to join the club. So he's going to join this club now and then fight to help them qualify back into the Premiership. Remember, Luton Town were actually in the Premiership last season. They couldn't hold their own, and then they returned back after coming the previous season. So Victor Moses is going to obviously add some quality to the attack, and then hopefully bring them back to the EPL. Congrats to Victor Moses, and wishing all the best. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. More updates coming soon.